I am Chandrakant K. Bhange, Assistant Professor of AISSMS IOIT in ENTC Department, Transport Layer. I am making this video for BENTC students. Let's start with the introductions of the transport layer. Transport layer is located between the application layer and the network layer. It provides a process-to-process communication between the two application layers, one at the local host and the other at the remote host. Communication is provided using a long local connections, which means that the two application layer which can be located in the different parts of the globe. Assume that there is an imaginary direct connections through which they can send and receive messages. So there is a logical connection between the two transport layer as shown in the figure. The same scenario. So see the communication between the two, that is from the senders Sky Research and the scientific books. Sky Research company create a logical connection with the Bob's host in a scientific book company in the transport layer. The two companies communicate at the transport layer as though there is a real connection between them as shown in the diagram, that only the two end systems use the services of the transport layer. All intermediate routers use only the first three layers. Next is the addressing ports. So there are a few ways to achieve the process to process communication. The most of the common is through the client server paradigm. See in the diagram, a process on the local host called a client needs the services from a process usually on the remote host called a server. However, operating system today support both the multi-user and multi-programming environment. A remote computer can run several server programs at the same time, just as several local computers can run one or more client programs at the same times. For communication, we must define the local host, local process, remote and the remote process. The local host and the remote host are defined using the IP addresses. To define the process, we need second identifiers called the port numbers. In the TCP/IP protocol suite, the port numbers are integers between the 0 and 65, 535. The client program defines itself with the port number called the ephemeral port number. The word ephemeral means the short-lived and used because the life of the client is normally a short. The ephemeral port number is recommended to be a greater than 1023 for some client server programs to work properly. The server process must also define itself with the port number. This port number, however, cannot be chosen randomly. If the computers at the server site runs a server process and assign a random numbers as the port number, the process at the client and client site that wants to access the server and use the services will not know the port numbers. Of course, one solution would be send a special packet and request the port numbers of the specific server, but it creates the more overheads. So TCP/IP has defined to use the universal port numbers For servers, they are called as the well-known port numbers. There are some exceptions to this. Client process knows the well-known port numbers of the corresponding server process. For example, while the daytime client process, a well-known client programs can use an informal port number 52,000 to identify itself. The daytime server process must be use the well-known port number 13 as shown in the diagram. It should be clear by now the IP addresses and the port numbers play a different roles in sending the files final destinations of the data. The destination IP address defines the host among the different hosts in the world. After the host has been selected, the port number defines one of the process on this particular host. IP address versus port numbers. See in the diagram, the server, then application layer, application they use the port number 13. Transport layer, destination port number, select the process. Destination IP address in select the server. So ICCN ranges has divided the port numbers into the three ranges: well-known, registered and dynamic, as shown in the diagram. The well-known port, the port begins from 0 to 1023 are assigned and controlled by ICANN. There are the well-known ports. Then next is the registered port. The registered ports ranging from 10242 to 49,151 are not assigned or controlled by ICANN. They can only be registered with ICANN to preserve duplications. Next is the dynamic port. The port ranges from 49,152 to 65,535 are neither controlled nor registered. They can be used to temporary or the private port numbers. Sockets, see in the diagram. Socket address are transport layer protocols in the TCP suite need both the IP address and the port numbers at the end. To make the connections, the combinations of IP address and the port numbers is called the socket address. See the socket address. The client socket address define the client process uniquely, just as the server socket address define the server process uniquely. To use the services of the transport layer in the internet, we need to pair of the socket addresses, the client socket address and the server socket address. These four piece of the informations are the part of the network layer packet headers and the transport layer packet headers. The first header contains the IP addresses, the second header contains the port numbers. So in this encapsulation and decapsulation done. So to send the message from one process to the another process, the transport layer protocol encapsulate and decapsulate the messages. Encapsulations happens at the sender side when the process has the message to send the process message to the transport layer along with the pair of the socket address and some other piece of information which is depend on the transport layer protocol. The transport layer receives the data at the transport headers, the packet at the transport layer is the internet are called as the user datagram segments or the packet depending on what transport layer protocol we use. The in general the referred is the transport layer payload or the packet. Decapsulations happened at the receiver side. See the decapsulations. When the message arrived at the destination, transport layer headers is dropped and the transport layer deliver the messages to the process running the application layer. The sender socket address is passed to the process in case it needs the response to the message received. Thank you.